Welcome to my channel, Internet Quality Academy. In this channel, I will provide information, knowledge, and the strategies which is required to get success in the construction. So, if you are a construction engineer, civil engineer, or the quality control engineer, this channel is for you. The modern day constructions, we cannot even think without the concrete, or rather say, concrete is the main pillar of the construction. In today's topics, I will discuss what is fresh concrete and what is the properties of fresh concrete. So let's jump into the subject. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I will upload any video, you will get immediate notifications. Hi, I'm Kamal Banerjee, a civil engineer and quality control professionals in India and international level. I have more than 20 years of experience in various construction projects. So let's jump into the subject and stay tuned until the end. So what is fresh concrete and what is the properties of the fresh concrete? Now, the fresh concrete is defined is the newly or freshly prepared concrete, which is in a plastic stage, and we can get it in any shape, or we can mold it any shape, whatever the shape we require. So the freshly prepared concrete and the plastic stage concretes are called the fresh concrete. And what is the properties of the fresh concrete? Workability, segregation, bleeding, hydration, setting time, consistency, and cohesiveness. What is workability of the concrete? Workability of concrete is defined as the ease and homogeneity with which freshly mixed concrete can be mixed, placed, compacted, and finished without any segregations or excessive bleeding. So whenever we are doing concrete at site, we need to first prepare the concrete, then transport the concrete, then pour the concrete or place the concrete, and then compaction and the finish. So these all the steps, how easily we can perform, that is define the workability of the concrete. And it is a very crucial property that determines the ease of handling, placing, and finishing concrete during construction. So we need workable concrete, otherwise we cannot perform the concreting at the site. What is factors affecting workability? Water cement ratio, aggregates properties, cement content, use of admixtures. Water cement ratio, all we know that water cement ratio is the main deciding factor of the concrete, whether this concrete will be durable or the strength will be gained is not. And what is water cement ratio? Is the ratio of water and cement present in the concrete. Now this has to choose very wisely. If water cement ratio is more, that means more water will be at the concrete, then maybe workability will be more, but the strength will be decreased, or the workability will be the decrease. And now another say water is less, then work will be less. At the same time, the strength will be less, because the main reaction in the concrete is between water and the cement to make it a hardened paste. So we have to choose wisely water and cement percentage in the concrete to make it workable, durable, and for the strength. And the aggregate properties also depends define the workability. Cement concrete, as we discussed later before, that water and cement is plays a vital role in the concrete. And the admixtures, nowadays in the construction, the admixture is widely used. In this using the admixture, maybe the workability will be the increase, but at the same time we need to take care that the durability and the strength should not be decreased. So admixture dose also has to define or has to adjust so that the concrete property will be not deteriorate, and the same times workability will be high, so that we can place concrete and compact concrete easily. So these are the deciding factors for workability, that is water cement ratio, aggregate properties, cement content, and use of admixture. And what is the test of workability? We need to test the workability to know whether my concrete is workable or not, and whether my concrete will give the result, what are the result I want, or what as per the specification. The test is slump test, compacting factor test, floor table test. This test will define that whether this concrete is workable or not. Then second is segregation of concrete. What is segregation of concrete? Segregation of concrete refers to the separation of the coarse aggregates from the mortar or cement paste within the concrete mix. Now, what is our purpose to make the concrete? The concrete should be homogeneous. So all the ingredients like coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, water, cement, it should be homogeneous and it should make a hardened paste. And there will be the density everywhere will be the same. Now, in any case, if the coarse aggregate is separated from the mix, or the cement paste, that is called segregation. And now if coarse aggregate is separated from the cement paste, what will happen? The coarse aggregate will be in some places and cement paste will be in some places. So this will not be a homogeneous mix. So there will be maybe will be void in the concrete and the decrease in the strength and the workability. And what is the factors affecting segregation? Improper mix, pouring height, and lack of cohesions. So improper mix, suppose the mix has the gap graded or not, or poorly graded aggregates. So whenever the mix the concrete, the mixing of the concrete not happen properly. So there will be a cement with some places and the aggregate will be some places. It is not mixed properly. It's not makes the homogeneous mix. So the separation can be happen. That is also from main cause of improper mix is the main cause of segregation. Now the pouring height. We have the tendency, so pour directly from the transit mixture to the place. If this height is become more than 1.5 meter, the segregation can be happen. Due to gravity, the coarse aggregate will come and then the cement paste will come and the segregation will happen and we will not get the concrete we desire. And the lack of cohesions. If the cohesions of the properties or the ingredient of the concrete is less, then there is a tendency that aggregate can be separated from the cement paste. So this has to take care whenever we prepare the mix. That is a proper improper mix, pouring height, and the lack of cohesions. And test of segregation. We need to test how to know the segregation. That is a visual inspection first. In the visual inspection, we can find out easily whether the segregation happens or not. The slump test, floor table test, Kelly ball test. It's sometimes happen in Kelly ball test, and this test is procedure explained in IS 1191 and BSEN 123502. These are the tests for the segregation. The visual inspection, slump test, floor table is widely used, and the Kelly ball test is sometimes used. The third part is bleeding of concrete. Bleeding of concrete refers to the process in which water migrates to the surface of freshly placed concrete mix, resulting in the formation of a layer of water in the concrete surface. Before we discuss about the separation of the coarse aggregate, that is segregation. Now, separation of the water, that is the bleeding of the concrete. Now, if the water is separation, what will happen? All we know that the water is the main part to react with the cement to make it a hardened paste to give the desired strength and the durability. Now water is separated. It cannot react with the cement and it cannot give the hardened paste. We will not get the strength and the durability. So this has to taken care during the concreting. And factors affecting bleeding, again, this water cement ratio, compaction of concrete, environmental condition, and the admixtures. The water cement ratio is if the water is more, the water cement is high, then bleeding can happen. Now the compaction, we need to compact the concrete to make it void free or remove the air voids inside the concrete. But if it is a over vibration, then there is a tendency that water can be separated and water can come out in the surface of the concrete. So compaction to be taken care when at the site to avoid any type of bleeding. An environmental condition, if the environment condition is too high, too hot, then in the tendency that the water will come out in the surface. That is also we have to take care whenever we are doing the concrete. And the admixture, this is the plays also a vital role because we in the modern age admixture we are using widely in the construction. So doses of admixture to be adjusted to avoid any type of bleeding. Now we need to test bleeding. How? There is a bleeding index test and the volumetric method test. In these two methods, we can easily identify whether there is a bleeding or not. The next is hydration of concrete. Hydration of concrete refers to the chemical reaction that occurs between water and the cementitious materials in the concrete mix, resulting in the formation of a hardened and solidified mass. So this is the main procedure to make a hardened concrete. So whenever we add water into the concrete, this water and cement start working, and due to the time it make a hardened paste, and this is called this hydration of concrete. It is a fundamental process that transforms the plastics or fluid concrete mix into a durable and strong solid structures. We know all that in the cement we have C4. There are different components, that is C4S, C3S, These two are mainly responsible for the strength gain, and these two start working after immediately adding water into the concrete. So different component of the cement is working different, reacting differently with the water and make it an hardened paste. And it is the fundamental process that transforms the plastic or fluid concrete mix into a durable and strong solid structure. Factors affecting hydration: water cement ratio, temperature, admixture, fineness of cement, curing condition, and cementitious material. That is water cement ratio, already discussed that we need to adjust the water cement ratio, what is the cement percentage and what is the water percentage required at the mix. That has to be proper. If water is more or water is less, then this hydration process can be effective. The temperature of the ambient is very much crucial for this for the hydration of the concrete. So we need to take care whenever we're doing the concrete, and how to take care of the temperature. I will discuss in a separate video. Then admixture also plays a vital role, fineness of cement, and the curing condition. That is very much essential or important in the site, that curing should be proper. If we neglect the curing, this hydration can be a problem, and the durability and the strength can be deteriorated. And cementitious materials. Nowadays, we are using supplementary cementitious material like fly ash, GGBS, etc. This has the properties of this also react with the cement water. So these are the property also affect the hydration of cement. That may be slow. If we are using GGBS, it will slow down the process. So we have to take care what are the cementitious material we are using, whether it's GGBS, fly ash, etc. And we have to adjust the percentage of the GGBS, fly ash, etc. to get the durable and workable concrete, and strength should be achieved. The next is setting time of concrete. The setting time of concrete refers to the period during which the plastic or fluid concrete mix undergoes a transition from a workable state to a solidified state. So before we see the hydration, that's the chemical reaction in between water or cement, make it a solidified concrete. Now the setting time is what is the time is required to make this reaction. It is the setting time. So it is a time interval between the addition of water to the cementitious materials in the mix and the point at which the concrete reaches a certain levels of stiffness and the rigidity. So the time we add water, it starts reacting with the cement, and when the reaction stops, we get a solidified mass or solidified concrete. This total duration is called setting time of concrete. And the setting time is initial setting time and the final setting times. And what is initial setting time and final setting times, I will discuss in the separate video. And what is the factor affecting setting time? Type of cement, water cement ratio, fineness of cement, temperature, aggregate properties, admixture, and supplementary cementitious material. All whatever the criteria is in the hydration of cement, same things is applicable here. It is the setting times of cement. If the time is water cement ratio is more or less, it is affect the setting time. If the supplementary cementitious material is more or less, it is also affecting the setting times, and the admixture and the aggregate properties and temperature. These are the affecting factors that affecting setting times. So whenever we prepare or design or doing the concrete, we need to take care all these things to make it a workable, durable concrete, or the strength can be achieved. And how we can test that is the Vickers apparatus test and the penetration resistance test. We can easily find out the setting time of the concrete. That is test method as per ASTM C191, C403, and IS 4031 part 5. These in codes is it well defined, and all details is there how to prepare and how to do the Vickers apparatus test and penetration resistance test to know the setting time of the concrete. The next is consistency of concrete. Consistency of concrete refers to its ability to flow and its relative resistance to deformations. So the consistency, it will not allow to deform the concrete. So whenever we place, whenever compacted or anything, it should not be deformed, or it should work as a homogeneous material. That is the consistency. It measures the degree of fluidity or stiffness on the concrete mix. The consistency of concrete is determined by the water cement in the mix, the amount of cementitious materials, and the proportion of aggregates and admixture, because these are all the main ingredient. Now it needs to consist, it needs to make a paste or homogeneous paste so that it should not deform. And what are the factors affecting? As we discussed, water cement ratio, aggregate properties, temperature, ambient condition, admixtures, and the mix proportion, all are defined. Is all need to take care, and we need to know what is the maximum or minimum percentage, and what is the ratio is required to get a durable and workable concrete. And after that, we need to do the design, and we need to do the concreting at the site to make it a more durable and workable concrete. The test of consistency is slump consistency, flow consistency, and wavy consistency. And what is this all? We will discuss in the another video. Then next is cohesiveness of concrete. And what is cohesiveness of concrete? Cohesiveness of concrete refer to its ability to stick together and resist segregation. What is our purpose? What is our purpose of making concrete? To make it a homogeneous and a strong, durable, and it is a hardened base. Now, if the ingredient of the concrete separated from each other, this solidified mass cannot be happen. So what is the properties that stick together, or all the ingredient is the cohesiveness of concrete? It is a measure of the internal bond or adhesive strength within the concrete. Means what is the internal bond? Internal bond in between the aggregates, with the aggregates, with the coarse aggregate, with the fine aggregates, with the cement or the water, whenever to make it a solidified mass, the internal bond make it a solidified mass. That is a cohesiveness. A cohesive concrete exhibits good internal cohesions, meaning that its constituents materials such as cement, aggregates, and water are well bonded together. And what is factor affecting cohesiveness? Water cement ratio, aggregate properties, temperature, ambient condition, admixtures, and the mix proportion. So these all the things is very much essential, and that are affecting the properties of the fresh concrete. So we need to know the maximum limit and the minimum limit and the properties of the ingredients, so we can prepare a good, workable, and durable concrete, and we can achieve whatever the result we need. So these are the factors we have to check, and when during the construction or during the preparation of the mixed design, to get a durable and workable concrete. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and I'll be happy for your comments, so that I can make a new video or new content as per your requirement. And if I miss anything about the properties of the fresh concrete, kindly share your feedbacks. I'm always ready for make it edited or make it a new video for this. Thank you very much.